Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for the retiree seminar. As we begin today, let us begin with a word of prayer. Let us pray. Most gracious God, we're thankful for this day and thankful for all these servants of yours that are joining us this day. We thank you for their years of service and how they have been faithful to their call. And Lord, as we have our time now of learning about the retirement benefit, Lord, we just pray that you would be with us, that you would guide our conversation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Just a couple items of housekeeping. Feel free to ask questions at any time. I just request that you would keep your microphone muted so that the background noise can be kept to a minimum. But at any time, feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. You also can ask questions in the chat. I do have a PowerPoint shared. Do you all see 2023 retirement seminar shared on your screen? Very good. I also recently sent out your pension projections as well as a report that illustrates your service record as well as your years of service. As you review those, if you see any discrepancies, please let me know so that we can research those and make adjustments or corrections as necessary. Keep in mind on your appointment report that if you served a multi-point charge, you may or may not see all of those churches. So it depends on the years that you serve and how it was entered into the system. If you served a multi-point charge full-time, one of those, the likelihood is just one of those churches will show up, not all of those on that. But definitely make sure that you look at that to ensure that your years of service are correct. When you look at the report, that does show the years of service towards retirement eligibility. Some of you will have a number for the total years of service towards retirement eligibility and then an additional years not included in discipline paragraph 357.2. If you have questions about that, let me know. But typically what happens, years towards retirement eligibility are full-time years served, not part-time years. It doesn't mean that you did not receive pension benefit for those years. You just would not receive credit towards retiring. And typically that only impacts folks that are looking at retiring under the 20 or 30 or 40-year rule and not based off of age. But if you do have questions about that as you review that or see any discrepancies there, please let me know. As we enter into the agenda for today, we're going to look at the items before you: the moving expenses, retiree health care, death benefits, pension benefits, and the housing allowance resolution. Moving expenses for those that are retiring. If you would like to receive reimbursement, you can up to $1,800 per person. So if you are part of a clergy couple, each of you are eligible to receive the retiree moving expense. $350 of the $1,800 can be your packing expenses, boxes, things of that nature. In order to receive that moving grant, all you have to do is submit your receipts to me no later than September 30th. You can send those via postal mail, email, fax, however you would like to get those to me. I do recommend that if you are sending them via postal mail, that you would make copies of it. We have had a couple of issues with the post office not receiving those in a timely fashion. Any questions on the moving expenses?
It's not just a check you give us, you have to have receipts.
We have to have receipts, so it would be the actual amount up to $1,800. So if you have moving expenses of $2,500, you submit that receipt and we'll reimburse the $1,800. If you have moving expenses of $1,000, then we'll reimburse the $1,000. So it's up to $1,800. For retiree health care, there are 3 offerings. We expanded that for 2023. There is a standard plan. It's a Medicare supplement, group Medicare supplement, including prescription coverage. We also offer the Humana Medicare Advantage plan for retirees. And then there are also individual options if you choose to kind of customize your retiree health care. One requirement is that you are enrolled in Medicare Parts A and B. If you have not already, if you're 65 and have not already signed up for those Medicare A and B, please do so as soon as possible because it does take time for Medicare to get you enrolled. The effective date, if you are enrolling in Medicare, should be July 1st. If you're covered under the conference health care, you'll be covered under the conference plan until the end of June. And the retiree health care will start in July 1st. If you are pre-65 and retiring and on Health Flex, you may continue that coverage. You will also receive the subsidy, the retiree health subsidy that we'll talk about in just a moment to offset the premium. If you are post 65 and your spouse is pre 65, he or she may also continue on the Health Flex coverage that you're currently enrolled in. We will be, if you find yourself in that situation, we can look at your specific coverage that you're currently on, and we can discuss pricing for that to continue. The eligibility for the retiree health benefit is for clergy who have maintained coverage on the conference health plan for 10 years, continuous and consecutive immediately prior to retirement are eligible. If your spouse has been covered for 5 years, continuous and consecutive immediately prior to the clergy person's retirement, he or she is also eligible to participate in the retiree health care with the subsidy benefit. The cost for the standard plan for the post 65 retiree Medicare supplement is $400.63 per month, less the $100 per month subsidy. So your cost out of pocket would be $300.63. Now, this is a group Medicare plan. It is not an individual plan. There are less expensive options out there. I know the premium cost is one of the questions, and I will also send out the information to you that outlines the various plans. The Humana Medicare Advantage Medicare supplement plan is $187.20 per month, less the $100 per month subsidy, and your monthly premium would be $87.20 if you selected that. If you chose to search an individual option, those prices do vary. As long as you go through Amwin's group benefits, you would receive that $100 a month subsidy towards the cost of that. And in some situations, it can bring that down to very little out of pocket for you. But you would need to contact Amwin's directly when you receive your enrollment packet for the retiree coverage to discuss with them. If you do go outside of the Amwin's program, you will not receive the $100 a month subsidy. So if you sign up for Medicare Parts A and B, you have an insurance agent that you work with and sign up for your Medicare supplement, you would not receive that subsidy. It has to be through Amwin's. And again, Medicare Parts A and B is required. We do occasionally run across someone that opted out of Social Security and Medicare as a clergy person, and you would need to discuss your options with Medicare if you're eligible to enroll in Parts A and B, but that is required. Again, the pre-65 retiree and spouses can continue on Health Flex. Your cost will be the entire premium less the $100 per month subsidy. So if you are pre-65 and remain on Health Flex, then you would need to, you would in essence be responsible for the church's portion as well. So it can be significantly more expensive than what you're currently paying. Again, to be active on the retiree healthcare, you must be active on Medicare Parts A and B. If you have not already signed up for that, please do so immediately. If you are late enrolling in Medicare due to being on Health Flex, the group health plan, there is a form that Medicare will have you complete to verify that you were covered under creditable coverage. And that's a form that I complete and will return to you verifying that you were covered under a qualifying group health plan. So just keep in mind that as you sign up for Medicare, there may be an additional form that is needed from me, and I'll be glad to do that as necessary. Again, if you opted out of Social Security, please contact the Medicare office for your available options. Any questions on the retiree health coverage? Yes.
For instance, I work with the state and I retired with the state.
Mhm.
So I have EVA and I have Medicaid.
Mhm.
So am I not eligible for the Humana part of this?
Are you currently covered under the conference health coverage? Okay, then you would not be eligible. So the requirement to be eligible for the conference retiree coverage is that you're currently covered under the conference health plan. And you have to be covered for at least 10 years, continuous and consecutive prior to retirement.
I was under there, but then I think when I became paid for Social Security,
Mhm.
I left that and went there.
Okay,
So I'm not eligible.
no
for
ma'am.
The 365, if, Amwins doesn't offer insurance, or I'd have to be under the conference. insurance.
The options for pre-65 is you can remain on Health Flex, which is the current plan to get the $100, or if you're pre-65, you can what's called tolling your coverage, which means you could go find another plan when you turn 65, then you can come back to the retiree coverage.
Would I still get $100?
You would at that time.
If I go on my spouse's.
Correct.
insurance.
So if you go on your spouse's insurance and then when you turn 65, then you can come back to the conference coverage for retiree health with the subsidy.
Chris, since I've turned 65, I've been on Medicare Part A.
Okay.
So I need to get on Part A and Part B, but can I make that effective July the 1st?
That's correct. So you need to make when you sign up for Part B, make the effective date July 1st.
Chris,
Yes.
do we need to request that form from Medicare that you fill out?
They will, when you sign up for Part A and B, they will let you know that form is needed. If you'll just let me know you need it, I have the form, so
Okay.
you don't have to send that to me. Just let me know you need the Medicare form. I'll fill it out and email it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Chris,
Yes.
I will mention I have tried to sign up for Part B, and Medicare has told me I need to talk to Social Security and do it there because the effective date is July 1. So I've got to do that soon. And whoever else asked that question, they'll probably run into the same thing.
Right. And with the government, the sooner the better.
Chris,
Yes.
Joe Blackwelder. I won't turn 65 until August. So you and I spoke a little bit, but I don't remember the figures. So I'll have to be under the Health Flex plan. And you said I'd have to pay all of it for the month of July.
Yes.
What is that figure?
It depends on the plan that you're on. So I can give you that. I'll have to look up and see what you're on and then let you know what that cost will be.
Okay, it seems like it was around $300 a month now. It's what my premium is, but seems like you were saying something like 1080 or 1180, somewhere in that neighborhood.
That sounds about right if you're on the PPO plan.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I'll actually do for those that want to do that, I'll put a document together outlining the exact cost.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Other questions? Okay. Another benefit that you have in retirement, that you may have, not everyone is eligible for the death benefit in retirement because there is a eligibility requirement for a number of years covered under the Comprehensive Protection Plan. But that death benefit for those that are eligible for, if you were to pass in 2023, is for the clergy person is $20,808. For the spouse, it would be $15,606. For the surviving spouse, it drops to $10,404. And then if you have any minor children, that would be $8,323. These figures do increase occasionally. It's been level for the past couple of years, but it will be no less than these amounts listed here. This is at no cost to you. If you are eligible, it's based off of your service in the UMC. Now, currently, your death benefit is $50,000, so it does drop from $50,000 to $20,808 at the time of retirement. In order to be eligible for the death benefit, retiring after 2019, you need to be covered under the Comprehensive Protection Plan for any of the 12 of the 15 years immediately preceding retirement, or at least 25 years in CPP. Currently, those that are covered under CPP are participants who are 3/4 time or full-time. So if you've been full-time for the last 12 of the 15 years and covered under CPP, then you would be eligible for that death benefit. If you have any questions about your eligibility, if you would let me know, and then I can research that to confirm your eligibility. Any questions on the death benefit? Okay, the pension benefit, each of you should have received via email your pension projections. Depending upon your service in the United Methodist Church, you could be covered in up to 3 pension plans plus UMPIP. The components that you may be covered, and it depends on when you serve. So for those of you that served prior to 1982, will have a pre-82 pension benefit, a ministerial pension plan benefit, a clergy retirement security program, or also known as CRISP, which is the current pension plan, and then also United Methodist Personal Investment Plan, currently known as UMPIP, but if you've been around long enough, you also know that as PIP. So your pension projection may have some of these or all of these on it. The pre-82 plan is a traditional pension program that's based off of years of service and it's based off of the years of service prior to 1982. There is a past service rate that is set for those for the following year that is set at annual conference. The rate for 2023 is $863. So eligible persons will receive $863 for each years of service prior to 1982. So for example, if you began serving January 1 of 78, your pre-82 benefit would be for 4 years, 7881, 4 times 863 would give you $3,452 annually, or $287.67 a month. The past service rate does increase, typically 2% per year. So that your pre-82 benefit will increase slightly over time. Those that are covered under the ministerial pension plan, that was the plan that was in place from 1982 until December of 2006. So on your pension projection, you'll notice an account balance, or if you looked at your account with Westpath, you'll see an account balance under the ministerial pension plan. On the projection, I believe I presented that as monthly, but on page 4, you will have the total dollar amount. 65% of your MPP balance must be annuitized into lifetime income through Westpath. The remaining 35% can be rolled over into your UMPIP or distributed completely or rolled over into another qualifying retirement account or retirement plan. If you do roll funds out of Westpath, I do encourage you to do a direct rollover from Westpath to the new provider so that you are not do not have tax implications. The Clergy Retirement Security Program is a hybrid pension plan. It is consisting of a defined contribution account as well as a defined benefit. So there's 2 components of that. This became effective January 1st of 2007. The defined contribution is an account with funds in it in your name. A defined benefit is a benefit based off of years of service. So there is no account balance attached to the defined benefit. So it's simply based off of the years that you serve from 2007 until current. The defined benefit, there's a formula. There's 2 formulas, one that was from 2007 to 2013 and one after 2013. It's based off of the denominational average compensation at the time of retirement times your number of years of service in those years, and then you divide that by 12. The current denominational average compensation is $76,221 for that formula. On your pension projection, this is the formula that's used. Now, it also depends on how you choose to set up this benefit, both on MPP and this, whether you want to leave your a surviving spouse the amount that you would have them receive upon your death. This formula is calculating at life plus 70%, which would mean your spouse would receive 70% of your benefit. Your pension projections indicates life in 100%. So upon your death, your spouse would receive 100% of what you receive for your lifetime income, both the MPP and the CRISP DB. Again, that is your choice, what you decide at the time of retirement. When you do sign up for your retirement benefits, you'll be able to see the differences in what that would look like in those different scenarios. So if you did life in 100, your initial benefit will be less than if you did life in 70%.
If your spouse dies before you do.
If your spouse dies before you do, then it's locked in. It's the decision that's made at the time of retirement. And that is the factor that many clergy take into consideration. You may have a spouse that is not in good health, that may have a shorter life expectancy, may have a terminal illness, so that may be a factor in your decision in choosing that.
Chris, did you say like this sheet that you sent out with the projections on it, did you say that's at life plus 100, or did you say part of this is life plus 100? It's
the MPP annuity part and the CRISP DB that reflects life in 100.
Okay. But the UMPIP was 70?
The UMPIP is life stage, so you can actually set that up as life stage, and we'll get to that in just a moment.
Okay, I got you.
There's multiple ways you can do the UMPIP. You can do a monthly amount till it's exhausted. There's life stage, which Westpath recommends the monthly amount, or you can do distributions, lump sums, partial lump sums. So it's a 403B, so it's very flexible in how you handle that.
This is the wildest retirement I've ever seen anywhere. So many different.
Yeah, there's a lot of different components to it, and had general conference taken place in 2020, we would have had another one on here.
I mean, this is like, it's time to knock the trailer over and rebuild a house that makes sense.
Right. I understand. And sometimes it can be clear as mud. The clergy retirement security program, the defined contribution component, can be taken monthly until exhausted, lump sum, partial lump sum, or rolled over into another retirement account. What most participants do with the CRISP DC is roll that over into their UMPIP, so that you're looking at one balance rather than multiple in retirement. But again, if you do look at rolling that over into another retirement product, I do recommend doing a direct rollover to that product rather than distributing to yourself and then rolling that over. UMPIP is the United Methodist Personal Investment Plan, which is a 403B plan. Typically for most participants, this is the component of your pension that you contributed to your pension through payroll deduction. Again, you can take monthly distributions until exhausted, lump sum, partial lump sum, roll over into another retirement account. You also can set up in life stage where Westpath recommends the monthly amount. So this is very flexible in how you handle these funds. On your pension projection, I did do the projection as though you would receive UMPIP monthly. So you will see a monthly amount in on your projection. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question concerning the CRISP, and
Yes.
we can roll that over into the UMPIP. Is that correct?
Yeah, typically what most folks do when they retire, if they keep all of their funds at Westpath, they combine the remaining MPP funds, if they have those, the CRISP DC, they put that all into UMPIP.
When I went in to Westpath and filled out the information, I didn't catch that.
Okay.
It could be helpful to reach out to a third party financial advisor too, and run all the numbers and figure out the best moves.
And also what's available to all United Methodist participants is free financial planning through Ernst & Young or EY. And when you sign into your benefits access account, the how to contact them is in there. So how do you sign up for benefit is one of the bigger questions that gets asked. Is you'll do that through Westpath's website. You can go to westpath.org and where you see retirement benefits or log in, you'll click on that and actually log into the benefits access portal. If you have never logged into benefits access, you can do that now and see all of your benefits, your account balances, run pension projections. It's all available to you now. When you log in, you'll enter your credentials and click secure login. You also will be sent a text message or receive a phone call through the two-factor authentication to make sure that it is you that's signing in. So it's very important that you have your phone or cell phone with you so you can gain access to your account. If you have never signed up for benefits access, if you look at the bottom of the screen, it says new user registration. You'll click on that and follow the prompts so that you can gain access to your pension account. One thing to note, if you do have difficulty logging in to benefits access, you will have to contact Westpath for assistance on that. That is not something that I have access in their system, so I cannot help you with credentialing for benefits access. There will be a webinar with Westpath on May 9th. It will be a Zoom call that Westpath will take you through a demo of the benefits access system in order to help you sign up. You also can request benefit forms from Westpath to sign up. However, it is much easier to do online than it is the forms. The forms are kind of complicated. And with Westpath, it's all in there. It's specific to your pension plan. You'll enter your bank account information for your direct deposit, your tax information. So when you do sit down to sign up for benefit, you will need to make sure you have all of that banking information with you in order to enter that into the system. The benefits, when they begin, is typically deposited on the 1st of each month. However, in July, when you first sign up for it, it's usually a few days in July before you'll get that first benefit payment. But after that, then it's the 1st of each month you'll have to receive your direct deposit. Again, some of the information that you'll need. Westpath's number is on the screen. It's also, you can go to westpath.org. If you are calling Westpath regarding your pension benefits, they have different teams at Westpath, so you'll need to be sure to ask for a member of the retirement team. And that webinar in May is on May 9th at 10 a.m. And I will send a Zoom link out to all of you for that webinar in May. Questions at this point?
I have a question, and it just came to me, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
When you're talking about the annuities and you have to have 65% annuitized, does it have to be annuitized through Westpath, or could it be transferred to your bank for an annuity that you might already have in place?
The 65% through the MPP has to be annuitized with Westpath.
Has to be with Westpath.
Yes, that's with Westpath. Now, if you choose to take any of the other funds, that other 35% of the MPP or some of your contribution account money, you can roll that into another annuity product.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The annuity product that you roll it into outside of Westpath, though, can't be used for the housing exclusion. I don't know if you were getting ready to go into that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to.
Yeah.
Up to 100% of the funds that you receive from Westpath can be classified as housing. Of course, you need qualifying housing expenses. But if you roll, say, for example, you roll all of your remaining funds out of Westpath, those retirement benefits cannot be classified as housing. So say you're receiving $1,000 a month from Westpath in lifetime income, you rolled everything else out of Westpath and you have $20,000 a year in housing expenses, you can only claim that 12 that you receive from Westpath. You can't claim the other that you've rolled out for housing. Many times when you have your taxes prepared, your tax preparer may ask for this resolution. It is adopted every year at annual conference. It is in the Board of Pension and Health Report 2 annual conference. It is also on the conference website under the benefits page. So we keep that updated. So you can go out there and find that and hand that to your tax preparer if they request that. Another item of note, if you are participating in the Virgin Health program, Virgin Pulse, and you have funds that are building up in that, please be sure to use those funds, transfer those to your bank account no later than June 30th. After you retire, they will no longer be available to you. So if you are collecting that benefit, be sure to exercise that before you retire. We had someone last year that had about $400 in there and waited a couple of months and then tried to get it, and it wasn't available. Questions?
The looking for help, or
Mhm.
exercise, getting those dollars, can you just talk about? That's not part of Amwin? or
That
is it?
that is not part of AmWinds. The Virgin Pulse program is part of HealthFlex, which is the active program. So once you retire, you will no longer have access to that. However, if you are pre-65 and remain on HealthFlex, then that would be available to you. But those that are post-65 would not have that.
They don't care if the old people are healthy.
We need to see that we're all healthy and working towards that.
Other questions?
You're gonna send us the information on the AmWinds and the different
Yes.
options, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
for those that are eligible for AmWinds, that will be coming out shortly.
And that we will sign up through that.
Correct. You will actually get an enrollment packet from AmWinds. And that, in years past, we've sent that via postal mail, but we had several that are, because the post office have not received that, so it'll probably come via email and postal mail both.
You said this will be sent to us to.
Right. I've recorded this session. It will also go out, and I will send out the slides as well. So hopefully later today or first thing in the morning, you'll have that as well.
We'll have plenty of time if we wait until after that May the 9th seminar.
Yes.
Make these decisions.
Yes. And the other thing is, if you sign up for benefit and you decide you want to do something, make some tweaks and changes to it, you can do so up until you go into benefit. I do encourage you, as does WestPath, to be sure to sign up by June 25th. So no later than June 25th, log into their system and sign up for your benefit. Also, I make available to each of you for individual consultations. So if you would like to have an individual meeting with me to go over your particular situation, when I send out the email, at the bottom of my email signature, there's a link to schedule an appointment. You can click that link and schedule an available time, and that can be either through Zoom or in person. And you have that option when you sign up for that appointment. Any other questions this morning? You can sign up right now. You have to wait till July to get your benefit, but well, this concludes our session today. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me or schedule an appointment, and keep an eye out in your email for additional information that will be forthcoming. And again, me and my team, we're always available and willing to help. Hope you all have a good day. Take care.